Wild monkeys often attack and destroy crops, causing damage to agricultural production. Wild monkeys can be a source of dangerous diseases for humans, such as Zika virus, dengue fever, and rabies. They often attack and scratch people, causing the risk of injury and infection. The presence of monkey feces can cause environmental and water pollution, threatening the health of the community. Wild monkeys can become aggressive and attack humans, especially children. They can cause traffic accidents when appearing on the street. Monkeys can also damage public equipment and pose a danger to people using it. It even boldly jumped up to block the car's front. To control the increasing number of wild monkeys, the U.S. government allows the use of controlled hunting methods. This activity is carried out by licensed hunters and is subject to strict regulations. They use common hunting equipment such as guns, traps, and nets. They even use fruits to lure them. Use ripe fruit or other attractive food strategically placed to create an attractive lure. When monkeys approach and try to get food, they will seize the opportunity to catch the monkey. Guns used to hunt monkeys are usually rifles or shotguns, often used with lead bullets or tranquilizer bullets. The hunter will hide and wait for the monkey to appear. When monkeys come close, they will shoot in the head or chest to take down their prey. Hunters are licensed people who know how to use guns and must be knowledgeable about monkey behavior, and also need to be able to handle dangerous situations, and comply with safety regulations. In addition, they use more humane methods with monkeys by using live traps, using cage traps or clamp traps to capture monkeys alive. Traps are placed in areas where monkeys often visit. Wait when the monkey gets caught in the trap. The hunter will come to handle it. Ripe fruits are used as bait to attract monkeys into traps or target areas. Usually the fruits that monkeys like are bananas, mangoes, and papayas. The use of this fruit enhances the effectiveness of traps and reduces the risk of injury to monkeys. Catching monkeys with traps requires patience and skill, with the aim of not causing harm to the animal, and at the same time ensuring the safe collection of data or carrying out necessary measures. Catching monkeys using net traps is a delicate process and requires thoroughness. First, a net system was established tightly and hidden, so as not to arouse suspicion among the monkeys. Nets are often placed in places where monkeys often appear or pass by. choose ripe fruit or other attractive food placed strategically on the net, creating an attractive lure when monkeys approach and try to get food. The net will quickly and effectively close. Catching monkeys using net traps requires patience and skill, with the aim of not causing harm to the animal and at the same time ensuring the safe collection of data or carrying out necessary measures. The controversy surrounding wild monkey hunting always arises with two opposing views. Some people believe that this operation is cruel and unnecessary, while the U.S. government asserts that this is a measure to protect people's health, property, and safety. The wild monkey population is not only an issue confined to a specific area, but is also the collective responsibility of the entire community. Safeguarding our shared habitat and ensuring social well-being are crucial goals. Have you ever encountered a wild monkey before? If so, what measures have you taken to address this situation? Please share your opinions and experiences to collaboratively explore appropriate solutions. Let's create a balance between humans and wild monkeys, allowing all living beings to coexist harmoniously in the same habitat. We will explore the world of elephants, large, intelligent, and surprising animals. If you are excited about these elephants, please leave number 2 below in the comments section. Elephants, the largest land mammals weighing up to 6 tons, are remarkably fascinating creatures. Their most distinctive feature is their long and flexible trunk, which serves not only for feeding, but also for bathing, and even greeting one another within the herd. Apart from their impressive size, elephants are known for their intelligence and ability to communicate with each other through sounds and gestures. They often live in herds, with the oldest female elephant leading and guiding the herd's activities. As herbivores, elephants primarily feed on leaves, fruits, and grass. The variety in their diet helps them maintain their health and energy, allowing them to thrive in diverse and challenging natural environments. Elephants, one of the mammals with one of the longest gestation periods, last up to 22 months. After giving birth, female elephants invest a considerable amount of time caring for and protecting their calves, which can extend for several years. They are also known as omnivores, capable of consuming various types of food, including fruits and vegetables. With their strong nature and large body, they often show aggression and can attack other animals as an exciting form of entertainment. Not satisfied with their playful instincts, this herd of elephants often amuses themselves by running onto roads, causing traffic jams and inconveniences for humans. This animal shows more daring when not only limited to teasing, but also dares to attack cars on the road. Oh no, unforeseen. the elephants recklessly crossed all limits, directly attacking people's houses, causing significant damage and causing a stir in the community. The dangerous threat from these animals becomes bolder as they attack and threaten passersby, causing people to fear and panic in their attempts to escape. To prevent the danger from ferocious elephants, the people made a strong decision by summoning top hunters, with sophisticated hunting techniques and high precision. This group of hunters took down elephants in just a moment. How do you feel about how people deal with rampaging elephants attacking the city? Please share your opinion with us by leaving a comment below. In recent years, Japan has been witnessing a storm of wild boars spreading everywhere, from deep forests to vibrant entertainment areas. This is not just a simple problem of animal invasion, but also an unexpected challenge for the whole community. Wild boars suddenly attack people, especially when they are skiing, causing dangerous and unpredictable accidents. Wild boars often appear not only in peri-urban areas but also invade residential areas, causing serious problems such as destroying crops and damaging streets. If you want to know how to solve the wild boar problem in Japan, please leave number 1 below in the comments section. The main cause of this problem is population aging, leading to many rural areas being abandoned, creating favorable conditions for wild boars to reproduce rapidly. They freely roam the streets and often rush like crazy into vehicles, causing accidents and damaging cars. Wild boars also cause traffic congestion, create chaos in the neighborhood, and do not hesitate to attack police officers. To control the situation, these people often use nets and screens to capture wild boars, and in some cases, they are successful in doing so. Not only that, wild boars also destroy crops, causing great economic loss to farmers. Faced with the serious problems that wild boars have caused, Japanese farmers are applying many measures to deal with wild boars, such as traps, guns, and hunting dogs. Wild boar foot trapping is an effective method to control wild boar numbers. This type of trap uses a strong metal clip to grip the boar's leg when they step on the bait. Strong clamping force will cause wild boars to be injured and unable to move, making it easier for trappers to approach and handle. Special traps called wild boar nose traps are used to control the wild boar population. This type of trap uses a wire or steel cable attached to a sharp metal bar. When the wild boar steps on the rope, the metal bar will pierce the pig's nose, causing injury and panic. In Japan, some farmers use hunting rifles to kill wild boars, especially when the pigs cause damage to farms or agricultural lands. The presence of wild boars can cause many problems such as destroying land, destroying crops, and threatening human safety. However, the use of guns to hunt wild boars must comply with legal and safety regulations, ensuring that the killing of pigs takes place effectively and at the same time does not pose a danger to people and other livestock. Hunting dogs have become indispensable companions in hunting wild boars. With the ability to detect scent and flexibility, they easily move in the jungle, following the trail of hard-to-find prey. As the hunters entered cautiously, dogs led the way, their bark signaling the arrival of wild boar ahead. With cooperation and natural hunting skills, the bond between human and hunting dog grows stronger, creating an exhilarating hunting experience. The use of cage traps to catch pigs in Japan is a popular method that has been used for a long time. Cage traps are usually made from natural materials such as bamboo, wood, or steel, and are designed to automatically close when the pig enters. When prey is caught in the trap, it activates a door mechanism that closes itself, keeping the pig in the trap until the hunter returns to collect it. This method is considered effective and does not cause damage or pain to the animal, and helps people control the number of wild pigs in a sustainable way. In addition, they also plant unattractive plants for wild boars and surround the fields with nets to prevent their entry. Some other potential solutions include sterilizing wild boars, relocating them to safe areas, and increasing people's awareness of how to prevent wild boars. And encourage everyone to participate in control efforts, so they can share information about how to take safe and effective measures to protect food sources and habitats. Please share your opinion below in the comments section or comment on the video if you consider wild boars to be a threat to people. If you disagree, leave a 0 in the comments section. Do you know about the Formosan squirrel? If so, please leave number 2 in the comments section. Formosan squirrels, also known as Taiwanese squirrels, are exotic animals that cause a lot of damage to the Japanese ecosystem. They were introduced to Japan in the early 20th century and are now proliferating in many areas, especially in Kamakura City. Formosan squirrels are omnivores. They can consume a variety of foods, from seeds, fruits, insects to even tree bark. The diversity of their diet impacts native animals, causing fierce competition for food. This not only affects the survival of native animals, but also causes significant damage to people's crops and gardens. Formosan squirrels are one of the main causes of the population decline of Japan's native bird species. They eat eggs and young birds, making it difficult for these birds to reproduce and develop. Formosan squirrels can carry pathogens, endangering the health of humans and other animals. Some diseases carried by Formosan squirrels include rabies, scabies, and Powassan virus disease. The Japanese government has implemented many measures to control the Formosan squirrel population. In particular, hunting is considered the most effective measure to reduce the number of Formosan squirrels. The Mainichi newspaper reported that local authorities in 2000 launched a plan to capture and destroy squirrels. Still, squirrel numbers continue to increase, reaching an estimated high of 1,571 squirrels in 2018. Officials say that number will soon be surpassed this year, with 1,533 squirrels caught in just 8 months. First month of 2023. In addition, they also use traps to capture Formosan squirrels alive and relocate them to other areas, helping to limit the spread of this animal. The local government of Kamakura has proposed additional budget allocations to fund a campaign against the squirrel species. Including providing local residents with trap cages and posting signs requesting tourists not to feed animals. Squirrel meat is a unique and nutritious dish, loved for its delicious taste and high nutritional value. With its light pink color and soft texture, squirrel meat is not only rich in protein, but also contains many important vitamins and minerals, such as vitamin B12, B6, potassium, and iron. In particular, squirrel meat is low in fat and cholesterol, making it an ideal choice for people who want to maintain a healthy diet or have heart health problems. Have you ever tried this squirrel meat dish? Please share your opinion in the comments section below. Bear hunting in Japan is a traditional and strictly regulated activity, with the hunting season defined from November to February of the following year. However, the specific time may vary depending on the locality and bear species. To participate in this activity, hunters must have a valid license issued by local authorities. Bear hunting in Japan is not just a sporting activity, but also part of the country's long-standing culture and tradition. However, it is also a challenging activity and requires careful preparation along with strict adherence to safety regulations. Rifles, bows, and spears are common tools that hunters use to hunt bears in Japan. Rifles are often popular because of their long-range shooting ability and high accuracy. Bows and arrows are used in areas with complex terrain, while spears are suitable for deep forest areas. Hunting and wading are the two main methods favored by hunters. Hunting requires tracking bears, using traces such as footprints and droppings to find their location. Hunters then proceed to shoot bears when they are discovered. Meanwhile, standby hunters often place bait in places where bears often appear and wait for them to approach the bait before making a shot. This method requires patience and skill to choose the most effective location and approach. However, it should be noted that this activity is not without risks, and compliance with safety regulations is very important. This includes wearing protective gear, staying in contact for help, and not hunting alone. Compliance with these regulations not only protects hunters, but also keeps hunting in a safe and responsible environment. Meanwhile, the debate over bear hunting continues. But this diverse perspective is part of a broader scrutiny of striking a balance between environmental conservation and human needs. Bear hunting in Japan is not just about catching prey, but also about respecting and protecting the natural environment. The green anole lizard, also known as the Carolina lizard, is becoming a worrying problem in Japan's ecosystem. This lizard species, introduced to the country in the early 20th century, is spreading and multiplying in many areas across the country. Their uncontrolled increase is creating a new challenge in protecting Japan's biodiversity. The green anole lizard, an exotic animal, has become a threat to Japan's ecosystem. This lizard, being a carnivore, consumes a large number of insects, including those that are beneficial to the ecosystem. Competition between green anole lizards and native lizards, especially tokay lizards, is fierce over food and habitat. Eliminating green anole lizard habitat by eradicating areas with lots of trees and bushes, where they often seek refuge and live, can help reduce the spread of this species. By eliminating habitat sites, we can reduce the opportunity for green anole lizards to expand their territory and harm native species. Using traps to control green anole lizard populations is another effective method. Traps can be placed in spots where they commonly appear and use attractive materials or food to attract them into the trap. In this way, we can effectively reduce the number of green anole lizards in the area and limit the uncontrolled growth of this species. In Japan, the problem of alien monkeys is emerging as a significant challenge. According to Ms. Yamazaki, a resident of Chiba Prefecture, east of Tokyo, the area near her home is facing an increasing number of these monkeys. These monkeys often escape from zoos or wildlife parks, then interbreed with local monkey populations, causing genetic and behavioral variation in local monkeys. The consequences of this crossbreeding can cause many negative problems. The first is biodiversity loss, as hybrid monkey populations compete with native monkey species, leading to a decline in their numbers. The second is a change in monkey behavior, as some hybrid monkeys may carry aggressive or destructive genes from other alien monkey species, posing a danger to humans and property. Finally, imbalances in local ecosystems may also occur, as changes in the monkey's genetics and behavior may affect the relationships between them and other flora and fauna. To solve this problem, measures should be taken to control and prevent monkey escapes by increasing security at zoos and wildlife parks, and control the number of hybrid monkeys by capturing and relocating them from native monkey habitats. Everyone needs to raise community awareness about the harmful effects of hybrid monkeys and how to prevent them. The hybrid monkey problem is a serious problem that needs to be carefully considered and resolved to protect local ecosystems and biodiversity. Research and control measures are being deployed to deal with this situation, and community cooperation is key in this process. Let's contribute together to protect the ecosystem by solving the hybrid monkey problem. Wow! These bison really show their madness when they suddenly attack people on the road. This is the painful ending that the bison have to pay. Bison, members of the bovida family, are often enormous in size, weighing from 1,100 to 1,980 pounds, and with powerful curved horns. They are widely distributed throughout the world, including Africa, North America, Asia, and many other countries. Its ability to adapt to a variety of habitats, from primary forests to alpine areas, is a notable highlight. This herd of bison is terrifying, as they not only attack motorcyclists and cars, but also attack pedestrians unreasonably, causing everyone to panic. Do you know why they hang out on the outskirts of the city? I think maybe they are looking for food. Don't you think?
Nice. Jack, another one in?
How can people spare these aggressive bison? Communities in the U.S. have participated directly in hunting activities. To participate, they need to have a hunting license to ensure compliance with the rules and avoid unwanted consequences. Using professional hunting weapons not only enhances performance, but also makes facing herds of bison easier and safer. This herd of bison showed serenity as they led their family through the road, as if it were their private territory. This situation sometimes creates great challenges for people, causing fear and distance when we try to approach. Oh my God! It even dares to barge into people's homes, causing damage to belongings. bison are too bad, and this is a bitter end for disobedient people who like to destroy. The ferocious bison, with their incredible strength and defiant attitude, created a dramatic street confrontation. Is this bison mentally ill? It violently attacked the car without any mercy or remorse. With just one shot, the large bison staggered and fell to the ground. You see, this process is very simple, right? The bison often exhibit aggression, frequently attacking and disrupting other animal species, causing them to panic and flee. The bison herd caused huge financial losses, raising many concerns in the American community. To minimize the consequences, they have deployed all possible measures to face and control the situation. Bison are also domesticated by people with the main goal of meat production, increasing economic income and taking advantage of the potential of this animal. This represents an economic opportunity that benefits communities through the sustainable management and use of wildlife resources. Texas is the largest state in the United States, with an area of more than 268,000 square miles. Its terrain is very diverse, including deserts and forests in the Plains Hills, most of the plains of Texas. The Texas Plains being one of the most fertile agricultural lands in the United States. The wild boars of Texas often forage in the plains, where they can find abundant greening grasses and crops. The western part of Texas is mountainous. The southern and southeastern parts of Texas are home to wild feral hogs, and deserts are also frequent in these areas. East Texas, in particular, is a heavily wooded area where berries and other plants abound. Wild boar growth has been evident in these areas. Feral hogs are found in all 254 Texas counties, but they are most concentrated in the east central and southern regions. This is a very fast animal and can run away from traditional hunting methods such as hunting on foot or hunting with moving vehicles. You will encounter many disadvantages in many different types of terrain when hunting on foot. In mountainous areas, hunters can face many dangers and waste energy when moving on foot. Helicopters provide a fast and flexible means of transportation, making it easier for hunters to track and shoot wild boars. Wild boars often live in remote and difficult to reach places. Helicopters can help hunters reach hard-to-reach areas more easily. Wild boar hunting campaigns in Texas often use helicopters to detect and shoot feral hogs. Pilots are trained to identify wild boars and use sniper equipment to shoot them down before they have a chance to run away. Before boarding, hunters need to ensure they have all the necessary licenses and permits to hunt. They should also check the weather forecast to ensure that weather conditions are suitable for flight and hunting. Choose a pilot who is experienced and trained in helicopter hunting to ensure safety and effectiveness during a wild boar hunting campaign. Pilots play an important role in assisting hunters in their search for wild animals. They help identify areas rich in wildlife and ensure flight safety. Hunters' vision is used to pick up signs such as footprints, droppings, and noises of wild animals. At the same time, hunters need to be fully equipped with equipment such as sniper equipment, scopes and helmets to ensure safety and effectiveness during hunting. Hunters should always remain safe and responsible, knowing their location and that of others in the flight area. Flying at lower altitudes provides clearer visibility, making it easier to spot wildlife moving slowly through the air. This provides enough time to process information and make informed decisions. In searching for daytime wildlife, hunters can focus on areas with trees or structures that create darkness for observation. Texas, with its diverse wildlife, is an ideal destination for helicopter hunting trips. With preparation and experience, hunters can develop into effective helicopter experts in wildlife hunting. The Texas Feral Hog Campaign has proven to be an effective method of managing feral hog populations. With the successful removal of approximately 50,000 animals in 2022. This initiative has gained confidence and knowledge of the terrain and the skills needed to make a significant breakthrough in influencing the wild boar population. The cost of the campaign is split between farmers and contractors. Farmers typically pay for aircraft and pilots, while contractors are responsible for ammunition and other costs. The average cost for a wild boar hunt is about $500, but can vary depending on the size of the hunting area, the number of wild boar captured, and other factors. Although this campaign has minimized damage to crops and the environment in the state, with such great costs, farmers and contractors need to consider carefully before participating in these hunts. What additional measures does Texas farmers need to take to deal with the problem of feral hog hunting? And are there other solutions that can be adopted to optimize population management? A herd of 50 large and small wild boars is crossing the national highway. They even recklessly attack directly into the city center. It's a pleasure to return to some of the most unique wild boar hunts on the planet, wild boars. With their rapid reproduction, became increasingly challenging large workers as they began to invade not only farms, but also town roads. Completely unafraid of human presence, wild boars are actively searching for food around landfills. Or in this situation, the wild boar almost went crazy and lost control. It continuously rushed to attack humans. The police and rescue teams were on the scene as soon as they detected the dangerous wild boars, and they surrounded and captured them. It's truly a challenging situation. Even if you and your pet accidentally encounter them, danger can lurk. This poses a major safety concern for both humans and pets, as they have the ability to suddenly attack and create dangerous situations. In the case of a wild boar encountering a hunting dog, the story will be completely different. The wild boar will quickly run away to save its life. Regardless of the terrain, trained hunting dogs demonstrate exceptional strength and courage. Will large numbers create an advantage that helps hunting dogs win? Please leave your opinion in the comments section. Let's immerse yourself in the view from above. The powerful hunting dogs are constantly chasing the wise wild boars. And the hunter's gunshots were the end point for this intense chase. Experiencing cold forests, wild boars are not only adaptive creatures, but also wonderful elements of that environment. Their thick fur protects them from the cold, providing warmth as they travel in the harsh, snow-covered climate. They do not hesitate to move in search of food, and their hunting instincts turn each adventure into a dramatic hunt. From grass and fruit to insects and small animals, wild boars are versatile and creative cooks in meeting their nutritional needs. In snow-covered areas, they can use their powerful fur to dig through the snow, not only to search for food, but also to create comfortable and safe nests. These scenes are not only a picture of survival, but also a thrilling challenge for professional hunters. To reduce the cost of guns and ammunition, farmers and hunters often apply delicate tactics by using iron cages to attract and capture wild boar herds quickly and effectively. Prepare a sturdy iron cage, along with attractive food to steam the wild boar donkey. Infrared cameras are placed remotely to monitor and control the situation conveniently and safely. Now, let's see the final outcome of this hunter. These hunting expeditions often require a considerable amount of energy, but provide an exhilarating experience for the hunters. Viewers are advised not to attempt any form of emulation from the video. These hunters are legally licensed in the United States. You might be amazed to witness hunting scenes from an airplane like this. However, this practice is still relatively common in certain areas. Professional and well-financed hunters enjoy exploring novel hunting methods. Can you guess the survival rate after each sweep like this? What do you think about the feeling of hunting at night? Continue watching the video to discover hunters hunting at night. Hunting feral hogs at night in Southeast Texas is an activity that many hunters are passionate about and yearn to explore. In the dark, when wild boars are active, that is also the time when hunting opportunities begin. Hunters in this area are not only those who master the art of hunting, but are also talented artists, using expert skills to ensure success in dramatic night hunts. Driving at night is an interesting and effective method of hunting wild boar. Groups of hunters often travel by truck and are fully equipped with tools and equipment necessary for hunting, especially headlights that help hunters detect wild boars in the dark, creating favorable conditions for hunting. Convenient for hunting. When the group saw the target, continuous shots were fired to defeat the wild boar accurately and quickly. One of the main means is to use hunting dogs, powerful companions that help them search and chase wild boar herds. At the same time, using a flashlight also became an important tactic to help hunters see more clearly in the dark and quickly determine the location of the target. Hunting usually takes place from about 10 p.m. to 2 a.m., which is when wild pigs are often most active. This is not only an exciting hunting experience, but also an opportunity for hunters to practice unique techniques and enjoy the beauty of nature at night. Nighttime wild hunting is often a fun and exciting event, often organized in the South Central Texas area by hunting clubs, hunting companies, or nonprofit organizations. Organizations often hold nighttime wild pig hunting competitions in the fall, from October to December, when wild pigs begin to store fat in preparation for winter. This is the period when wild pigs become healthy and heavy, making an ideal target for hunting parties. Although the number of feral hogs hunted annually in South Central Texas is not public, according to estimates by the Texas Department of Agriculture and Infrastructure, approximately 250,000 feral hogs are hunted each year. Many nighttime wild boar hunting contests are held throughout the year, including the Texas Night Wild Boar or the Texas Hunting Association, held each November at various locations in Texas. Other events, such as the South Central Texas Warriors Night Boar, hosted by the nonprofit Texas Warriors each October, also provide opportunities for hunters to participate and win exciting prizes, including prizes, material, and cash. According to TPWD estimates, about 750,000 feral hogs are hunted in Texas each year. Of these, about half, or 500,000, are typically hunted in wild wars by licensed hunters. The remaining animals, about 250,000, are often hunted by unlicensed hunters. These measures, while helping to control wild boar numbers, may also affect the growth of some invasive species. If you believe there is a better solution, please share your opinion below and don't forget to drop a like. Subscribe to support the channel and share this video so everyone else has a chance to watch and enjoy. The constant invasion of snow geese into cities and farms is a worrying problem, and people are trying to find solutions to stop it. Despite being much smaller in size compared to the cows on the farms, these snow geese are feisty and resilient. They show no fear and continuously attack the young calves. Even the cows find themselves running from these small but determined adversaries. These teenage cows may appear fierce, but it seems that the snow geese are equally fearless. Attacking farms and causing damage to livestock is one of the top concerns of farmers about the invasion of this animal. They form large flocks before splitting up and invading different fields. Some wild geese, when entering farms to damage crops, have faced extermination by farmers. Snow geese in the Americas often choose to live in the northern part of the continent, especially in the tundra regions of Alaska, Canada, and the northern United States. They make long migrations from warm lands in the summer to cold lands in the winter in search of food. Texas, Louisiana, and Florida are among the final destinations of their migration. Among the migratory geese, a few attack the city. The cause may stem from changes in the living environment, the scarcity of natural food sources, and the comfort of urban spaces compared to the natural environment. They are a fast-breeding species and challenging to control. A pair of parents can lay up to 30 eggs each time. However, there are quite a few issues when these geese inhabit the streets, especially when they are breeding. It can be particularly dangerous when they are raising their young. For example, this pair of snow geese is willing to threaten passersby to protect their young. Continuously launching attacks on humans and pets, it instills fear among the populace, especially women and children. In the United States and Canada, hunting regulations are often managed and controlled at the state level. Each state may set unique rules and regulations regarding hunting. In many cases, having a hunting license and complying with specific state regulations is required. Factors such as hunting license, hunting season, types of animals that can be hunted, and especially safety when hunting are the basic principles that need to be paid attention to. To attract the attention of wild geese flying in the sky and call them to swoop down on the fields, hunters often use special tricks. Using artificial bait is one of the important ways to create attraction. The only current method of controlling wild goose invasions of farms and cities is through hunting. Farmers became excellent hunters, protecting their land. Join us for exciting hunts. Remember that you must have a license and follow the regulations if you want to participate. And always respect the laws of your country. Let's explore more interesting content in this entire video. Invasive beaver rats, originally from South America, have been introduced to many areas of the world, including the United States, Canada, and Europe. Its initial appearance in the United States in the 1800s quickly spread to many other areas. Invasive beaver rats can have significant negative impacts on the environment, from destroying vegetation, causing landslides to polluting water sources. In particular, they also have the ability to compete fiercely with native animals. To control and manage beaver populations, trap and weed trap methods have been widely used. One of the effective methods is to use weed traps. This method is simple. Taking advantage of the beaver's curiosity, they will get caught in the trap when trying to eat their prey. Beavers often move along the banks of rivers and canals, where they search for food. Placing food traps in strategic locations is an effective way to catch them. However, during this process, being careful to avoid injury is important. Ensuring the trap is securely pinned on the bank is important to help deal with the difficulty of beavers getting caught in the trap and also to ensure the effectiveness of the trap. Areas such as Snow Mountain have unique terrain and appearance, posing many challenges for the local environment and native animals. Beaver rats can compete with native animals such as hunting dogs, attack livestock, and pose a threat to local predators. One of the most effective ways to control coyote populations is to use fought traps. This trap works by clamping down on the coyote's legs as they try to eat their prey. To effectively trap coyotes in the snowy mountains, operators need to choose locations where coyotes commonly pass through, such as animal tracks or water points. Placing traps in locations with deep snow helps hide the traps and increases the difficulty for wolves. When choosing a trap, choose a model that is built to be sturdy and capable of withstanding harsh weather conditions in snowy mountains. Most importantly, check the trap at least once a day to make sure it is still working properly and can catch coyotes. each year. Approximately 10,000 coyotes are harvested in the United States. Controlling them in snowy mountain regions through effective and appropriate measures is important to maintain ecological balance and ensure the well-being of both the environment and local communities. The rise of invasive fox populations in Australia has created a challenging narrative, while also dramatically altering the country's ecological landscape. Foxes were first introduced in 1859 by British breeders, with the expectation that they would serve as a control for rodents such as rats and rabbits. However, reality has shown that rit foxes not only adapt to new environments, but also grow at incredible speeds, creating great challenges for Australian communities and ecosystems. According to Australian government estimates, the fox population currently stands at around 23 million. Equivalent to one fox for every 2 Australians. Their growth rate has been uneven and rapid, with rates increasing up to 100-fold in the 100 years since they were introduced to Australia. Red foxes are widely distributed across mainland Australia and exist in all types of habitats, from forests and savannas to deserts and coastal areas. Famous for its growing agricultural economy full of plant rodents and birds, rich food sources, and favorable habitat make rit foxes love to live and hunt. Here, big cities like Melbourne, Brisbane, Sydney, and Perth not only offer development opportunities but are also attractive destinations. Daytime hunting not only poses a danger to the hunter, but also threatens the safety of others in the area. Targeting during the day can become difficult, increasing the risk of accidentally shooting another person or animal. This poses a great challenge to the safety and lives of everyone participating in hunting activities. In addition, the use of hunting equipment during hunting also causes negative impacts on environmental pollution and affects the natural ecosystem, which cannot be avoided. This disturbance can have a major impact on the natural balance and reproduction of many types of animals and plants in Australia. Red fox populations are facing pressure from hunting and human encroachment, with around 500,000 hunters participating in the hunt. Fox numbers are still insufficient to effectively control this population, which poses a challenge in managing and protecting the red fox population, an important part of the Australian ecosystem. The skills required to participate in invasive fox hunting require intense attention and concentration on the part of the hunter, including safe and accurate gun handling skills, along with observation skills for target setting attractive and precise way. With the ability to move safely in the environment being an important factor, holding a hunting license from the Australian government is mandatory, which also regulates the use of firearms and ammunition and compliance with safety rules. When participating in hunting activities, the number of foxes a hunter can hunt each day varies depending on their geographical area. Although there is great flexibility, limiting fox numbers to maintain balance and not unduly impact fox populations is important. Fox hunting at night has been the Australian government's management strategy for invasive fox populations since the 1950s. However, this practice faces many difficulties and limitations, making management difficult. Towel hunters who are allowed to do this often choose to do so at night, as red foxes are often most active at this time. They use flashlights to search and approach targets to hunt or catch foxes. However, these efforts encountered major problems and limitations, one of which was hunting. At night was not very effective. The work was limited to a small reduction in the red fox population. The decline and efficiency occur because foxes' ability to reproduce rapidly allows them to regenerate vigorously after each hunting campaign. Guns and traps during hunting not only pose a danger to the hunter, but also negatively affect the environment. Environmental pollution due to the use of guns and ammunition is the challenge the Australian government must face in 2023. The number of red foxes in Australia has increased from 2 million in 1950 to 23 million. This significant increase suggests that hunting at night is not enough to control invasive fox populations. This is a major challenge and requires creativity in developing more effective management strategies. The wood-feral pig has become the most invasive species in Canada. Stay tuned to see exactly why wild boar populations in Italy, Canada, and the United States are growing rapidly, creating a need for wildlife population management. The challenge in Italy. The number of wild boar has nearly doubled in the past decade, reaching 1 million in 2012 from 500,000 in 2010. In Canada, the number also increased from 100,000 in 2000 to more than 1 million in 2010. Meanwhile, in the United States, the feral pig population has increased from 10 million in 2000 to more than 25 million in 2022. The sudden increase in feral pig populations in Italy is mainly due to land development abandoned agriculture, providing additional food sources for wild pigs in shelter. However, the increase in feral pig populations also brings many negative consequences. Wild pigs are a pest to animal agriculture and transport in Italy. They often destroy crops by eating grass seeds and other crops, causing great damage to crops. Furthermore, this wild boar species is also capable of attacking livestock, especially piglets, as well as causing traffic accidents when crossing the road. According to the Italian farmers' organization called Wild BS, they cause €100 million in damage each year to the agricultural sector in Italy. These losses include losses due to crop loss, attacks on livestock and traffic accidents. Rural areas in Italy, especially in the central south such as Lazio, Campania, and POA, suffer heavily from feral pig infestations, posing major challenges in managing animal populations, wildlife, and protect agriculture. Hunting wild BS in Italy is an important strategy used to control the animal's population. Practiced year-round but subject to government regulations, it is effective in minimizing the invasive impact of wild boar, with two main types of hunting being carried out in Italy. First, there is seasonal hunting, which usually takes place from September to December, when wild BS is most active. This phase allows hunters to use various means such as hunting tools and traps to confront the wild boar population. Second, there is government-planned hunting, which takes place in areas where the wild boar has caused the most damage. Which form of hunting do you prefer? If you like seasonal hunting, leave number 1. If you like planned hunting, leave number 2 in the comments below and share your thoughts with us. Before using hunting methods, Italian farmers often take a first step to control the feral pig population. Measures such as planting crops that are unattractive to wild boars by using rows-secure fencing and choosing fruit and vegetable trees that do not grow above ground can minimize the impact of wild boar invasion. However, These measures are not effective enough to control wild pig populations and require close cooperation between farmers and hunters. This cooperation includes trap hunting and disinfection measures to minimize the impact of feral pigs. Hunting is the main method, with around 100,000 wild BS caught in 2022 according to CER, Wild Night Hunting Organization. The hunting of wild pigs in Italy is not only an important activity aimed at controlling the wild pig population, but also minimizing the damage caused to agriculture and urban areas. This event usually takes place primarily in rural areas, but can also occur in urban areas, where wild BS may be encountered. According to the Italian Farmers Organization, the Central South region, especially Lazio, Campania, and AIA, is home to the most wild boars hunting events, with the highest wildlife density. Hunting activities are measures to manage wild pig populations in Italy. Organized by the Central ESS, groups of hunters, usually numbering 5 to 10 people, cooperate in small teams to plan and determine hunting areas, times, and safety measures. Using flashlights and thermal locations helps hunters find and approach wild boar in the hunting area. The hunt ends when all wild boars have been destroyed, and then large carcasses are collected and brought back. However, wild pig hunting carries risks and limitations. Wild boars move near roads at night, increasing the risk of traffic accidents. They can also attack people if they feel threatened. And hunting gear can affect other wildlife such as bears, wolves, and deer. To minimize these risks and limitations, close cooperation between hunters and farmers, and compliance with safety regulations and countermeasures is important. Applying appropriate safety measures will ensure that nighttime wild boar hunting in Italy is effective and safe. The use of trapping is an important and effective method in addition to hunting to control wild boar populations in Italy. The trapping process usually takes place during the day, when wild boars are less active. These traps are placed in areas where wild boars frequently appear, such as forests, grasslands, and agricultural fields. Trap inspection teams regularly check and harvest wild boars when they are caught, ensuring the process is quick and efficient. The use of traps not only helps protect shrubs and farmers' properties from the devastation of wild pigs in urban areas, but also prevents their entry into residential areas, thereby reducing damage to property and crops. Traps play an important role in preventing unwanted deaths of these animals. However, the use of traps also faces challenges, as wild boars are likely to avoid traps. Sometimes, traps can also catch other wildlife such as coyotes and deer. To improve the effectiveness of trap use, it is necessary to apply modern means and train trap teams to ensure safety and avoid harm to other animals. This will help optimize effective control of wild boar populations. Cooperation and technical training play an important role in optimizing results when trapping wild pigs in Italy, complementing hunting and the use of traps. Italian farmers continue to research different measures to deal with the problem of wild boar, with the goal of reducing numbers and protecting communities. Some measures that can be taken include growing plants that are not attractive to them, an effective solution to reduce food sources. Using thorny or less attractive plants can reduce wild boar interest in these areas. In addition, regular garbage collection, especially in rural and suburban areas, is also an effective way to reduce food sources for these animals. Removing litter helps reduce pressure from feral swine, and these solutions have been effective in preventing the growth of herds of some invasive species. What do you think about the measures farmers are taking to protect their farms and the environment? Leave number 8 in the comments. If you find it interesting, and ask us questions to discuss this issue further in upcoming videos. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on other interesting content. Thank you for accompanying us. In this video, we will learn about hunting and cooking from these millions of animals. Turkey farmers and hunters not only controlled wild boar populations, but also enriched colonial culture and provided enjoyment. Please leave number 1 if you find our content interesting. Wild animals, free-roaming and omnivorous, have become an integral part of Turkey agriculture and wild foods. Hunting wild pigs in the field is usually done with rifles or bows and arrows. Hunters need to follow footprints to find prey after shooting down wild pigs. After gathering the meat, the process of cooking wild pork becomes important. Cooking wild pork not only requires food preparation skills, but also results in unique dishes with rich and fresh flavors. Wild pork is often prepared into a variety of delicious dishes, such as stir-fries with baked potatoes or stews, creating a unique and exciting culinary experience. Preserving wild boar meat also plays an important role to avoid damage, even with the support of modern hunting technology and equipment. That said, despite modern cooking, wild boar is still connected to nature and is an important part of the cultural and culinary lifestyle in Turkey. In addition to enriching the culture, this effectively controls the wild pig population and demonstrates respect and love for nature. Especially in a wild land, in today's climate, cooperation between governments and farmers is important to ensure effective and sustainable implementation of wild boar control measures. Measures to control wild boars have been implemented effectively, but it is necessary to comply with rules and safety regulations in hunting, especially when using weapons. When it comes to hunting wild snow geese for meat, it's not just a recreational activity, but also an integral part of culinary culture in America, especially during the fall season when wild snow geese flocks are abundant. This hunting season brings new experiences and the opportunity to enjoy the unique flavor of wild snow goose meat while hunting. The wild snow goose hunting season in the U.S. typically runs from October to December, when the snow geese migrate across the country in search of food and breeding grounds. This often occurs in fields planted with corn and vegetables, where they can find abundant food sources. Using a rifle in hunting requires compliance with the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service regulations to ensure sustainability and wildlife conservation. To have a successful wild snow goose hunt, it is important to choose the right location and be well equipped with weapons and tools. Regularly practicing shooting is important to ensure accuracy and safety. Various snow goose dishes, such as grilled snow goose meat, provide a source of protein and healthy fats, while providing many valuable vitamins and minerals such as vitamin A, B vitamins, iron, and zinc. Hunting also plays an important role in managing wildlife populations, helping to control the number of environmentally harmful species and maintaining balance in the ecosystem. The cooking process needs to be done carefully, including washing, removing the remaining skin and fat, marinating the meat with spices and cooking at low temperature to cook the meat evenly. Active participation by hunters can help monitor and protect rare species, while minimizing negative impacts on agriculture and communities. However, always remember to follow safety regulations and guidelines to ensure not only the safety of you and your participants, but also the sustainability of the animals and the natural environment. Hogs in the United States are not only famous for their impressive size, but also for their distinctive movement habits, creating a unique natural scene of activity in their habitat. A herd of wild boars usually consists of from a few to dozens of animals, moving together to optimize protection and defense against predators, while also practicing effective foraging skills. This behavior becomes especially prominent in situations where predation risk is increased. The boar herd's pegs display incredible agility and speed, and their fluidity of movement allows them to reach speeds of up to 25 mph, facilitating their escape potential threat. In particular, their excellent swimming ability also plays an important role in the overall mobility of the herd. The ability to root effectively is an important tool that wild boars use to exercise and use their teeth and hooves. They are capable of digging and extracting food sources from the environment, showing ingenuity in obtaining nutrients from a distance. These unique characteristics not only help them survive, but also help them thrive in their natural environment. The combination of agile mobility and adaptability in their diet are important factors that mark wild boars' success in adapting to different habitats. Trap location is an important factor. Traps are often placed in places where feral pigs often pass, such as on trails near food sources. Intelligence in combining trap design and trapping strategy is demonstrated to optimize the ability to catch wild boar. Regular inspection of traps is important to ensure that they are working properly and to safely capture wild boar. Regular large-scale inspections become even more important to avoid unwanted situations. The problem is that nighttime is when wild boars are most active, so checking traps in the evening is important to harvest wild pigs as soon as possible. The link between smartly designed trap strategies and effectiveness in catching feral pigs is important, and game-changing traps are truly an important step toward reshaping the way we face challenges. Control wild pig herds. Once the trap area is clear of wild pigs, quickly moving the trap to another area is important to maintain performance. Traps will be partially disassembled and parts moved to new areas to increase success rates. Choosing the right location is an important decision to ensure trap effectiveness. A unique strategy is to steal traps just before dark, expecting that a trap in that area will catch a herd of wild pigs. Waiting patiently overnight can yield surprising and impressive results. The innovation in trap design is the use of a trap with 4 main doors. When activated, the doors will collapse, creating a large space for harvesting wild boar. This is a newly designed synthetic trap that emphasizes innovation in the separation and harvesting of feral pigs. However, while this is a significant improvement, it poses challenges in terms of cost and deployment across a variety of terrains. We will update you with information as soon as possible. Developing and testing new technology in trapping is important to maintain transparency and assist the hunting community in understanding the advantages and limitations of these innovations. Setting traps near food sources to catch wild animals is not only an effective strategy, but also a skillful combination of knowledge about survival habits and creativity in the art of hunting. This is based on a deep understanding of the nutritional habits of wild boar, an intelligent and sophisticated omnivore. Wild boars often have the habit of hunting at night and looking for food from many different sources, including plant foods, fruits, vegetables, grains, and small animals, such as mice and frogs. This is their preferred choices. Placing traps near these food sources helps facilitate the attraction of wild boars, causing them to accidentally trigger the traps. This requires a deep understanding of the natural cuisine that wild boars prefer. Setting traps out of sight of wild boars is an important step to increase your chances of catching them, as they often have a habit of protecting themselves and hiding when eating. Using the right bait is considered an art, especially when choosing food that wild boars prefer. Placing traps at the right height to avoid situations where they can jump over the trap is also an important technical aspect. There are many types of traps used to capture feral pigs near food sources, including spike traps, bait traps, and snap traps. Quick trap. Although simple, is effective with its quick catch mechanism. When a spiked boar trap is activated, there is a potential for injury due to its structure, which is often placed on trails frequented by wild boars. Bait traps, on the other hand, use food in combination with a toxic substance to create an independent effect. However, it is equally important to ensure the safety of those in the pit, not to place traps in locations that pose a risk to people or pets, and to comply with all local regulations regarding the use of wild pig traps. This is not only an important step, but also an important part of being humane in the hunting process. The handling of occupied wild forests plays a decisive role in the overall success of the hunt. We need to remember that respect for nature and animals is key to maintaining balance and harmony in the environment. Cooking wild turkey after a hunt is a fantastic experience to enjoy the rewards of an exciting hunt. Have you ever eaten wild turkey meat? If you have, please leave a yes in the comments below and share your thoughts on their taste. Wild turkey meat is fresh, delicious, and unique with a special savory flavor, making cooking food from sources you hunt yourself a deeply connected experience between humans and nature. Culinary art is not only about enjoying the fresh and unique flavor of wild turkey meat, but also about the technical process from preparing meat to seasoning and cooking, requiring patience and practice. Central, food safety is a top concern, including washing, removing skin, and remaining fat, marinating meat with spices and cooking at low temperatures to ensure even cooking. Hunting and cooking wild turkeys is not only a fun activity, but also an important part of American culinary culture. Providing delicious and nutritious food, wild turkey meat is a source of protein and healthy fats, containing many vitamins and minerals such as vitamin A, B vitamins, iron, and zinc. Furthermore, hunting and cooking wild turkeys not only provides personal enjoyment, but also plays an important role in managing wildlife populations. This can help control the number of harmful species, maintain balance in the ecosystem, and protect rare species. Active participation by hunters can help monitor and protect wildlife, while minimizing negative impacts on agriculture and communities. However, always remember to comply with regulations and safety measures to ensure a safe experience and enjoy the true value of the art of hunting and cooking from nature. Discover the special origins of the banting, an animal native mainly to Southeast Asia. They prefer to live in lowlands, open forests, and grasslands, although their main origin is in Southeast Asia. They have undergone migration and introduction to exist in many other countries around the world, including Australia, where they have become naturalized and live in the wild. Banting cattle often form herds of 5 to 20 individuals, creating a large and sociable community. The reproductive cycle lasts about 9 months, and after that, baby Banting cows are born, which require special care from the parents in the early stages of life. Their gentle nature is special. They never attack humans, although they can invade vegetable gardens in search of food, causing damage to farms and gardens. However, the presence of Banting cattle not only brings the challenge of property damage, but also the risk of spreading disease to other animals. This act of aggression requires wise resolution by Australian farmers. They have developed control measures to minimize the effects of bantings, combining maintaining ecological balance and protecting the health of both animals and humans. These measures not only minimize damage, but also ensure the safety and sustainability of the agricultural environment. Innovative strategies for managing banting herds not only ensure AIDS prevention and environmental management, but also contribute positively to increased economic income. This method not only helps solve the problem of disease spread, but also brings economic benefits to the community. If you support this method, leave number 1 in your comments. Conversely, if you disagree, share 0. Two important precautions are used to manage the banting herd. The fence system was built to prevent banting herds from accessing livestock areas and pastures, helping to minimize risks and their negative impact on the agricultural economy. This is an effective means of maintaining a balance between protecting the environment and protecting farmers' income. The gentle nature of the banting differs from the wild and unruly behavior of feral horses, while banting cattle are well suited to their management model. Wild horse herds often tend to roam outside designated areas and engage in uncontrolled interactions with people on the road, leading to hazardous traffic situations. Wild horses were introduced to Australia in the late 18th century and quickly adapted to a variety of environments, from grasslands to deserts. Their large size and sturdy body, combined with dark brown or light brown fur, create a striking and unique image. The introduction of wild horses has brought a new appreciation for the beauty and power of horses in the Australian environment. To confront the encroachment of wild horses, the Australian government has deployed a live trapping strategy, using aircraft to attract them into previously established traps. This process ensures the effective capture of entire wild horse herds once they are captured, and this has been shared publicly with the community. Feral goats are becoming a major concern in Australia, especially in the state of New South Wales. It is estimated that there are more than 5.8 million wild goats, and they are considered a threat to more than 100 other animal species. Therefore, hunting wild goats is considered completely legal and accepted. Feral goats in Australia are wild variants of domestic goats. They became wild after adapting to the Australian environment. Wild goats are highly fertile, with females able to become pregnant and give birth at any time of the year. A typical litter of feral goats consists of 3 animals, and they are found throughout Australia. But the largest populations often occur in areas such as New South Wales, Queensland, and South Australia, with feral goat populations possibly increasing. The negative impact of feral goats in Australia on biodiversity and environmental infrastructure is considered a threat to many native animal and plant species, as they consume food resources and compete with other species. In Australia, wild goat meat can be an edible option and is often used in some local dishes. However, wild goat meat consumption may vary depending on geographical area and personal preferences. Some people choose to eat wild goat meat because they consider it a natural and sustainable food. However, meat supply from areas with feral goats can affect population and environmental management. The challenge is whether you have ever tried this goat meat dish. What does it taste like? In some cases, people choose to domesticate and raise wild goats instead of hunting them. However, this is not a common practice because raising wild goats often requires special care. Caring for wild goats is a different task than domesticated goats. Wild goat farms may provide meat and products from wild goats, sometimes managed to standards that ensure safety and sustainability. Another familiar animal you may know is the wild sheep, which shares some common characteristics with wild goats, such as the ability to adapt to a variety of environments from grasslands to mountains. Wild sheep often appear widely in many countries around the world, especially in Australia, New Zealand, and other European regions. A unique characteristic is their high fertility, which can lead to rapid population growth if left unchecked. Wild sheep present a unique image with large curved horns and shaggy fur, setting them apart from the domesticated sheep commonly found on farms. The staggering number of wild sheep in Australia, estimated at around 60 million, creates a major challenge in managing and maintaining ecosystem balance. To control their population, the Australian government has allowed citizens to participate in wild sheep hunting activities, with the condition that all hunting activities must comply with regulations and be licensed.
Nice!
The hunters. Despite facing significant challenges hunting wild sheep living in remote high-altitude areas, remain determined. What's special is that some hunters even choose to collect the large curved horns of wild sheep for decoration, creating a combination of art and hunting. Not only wild goats, but also wild wolves are a big concern that farmers must constantly find ways to solve. Today, wild wolves are present in every state except for one, and in particular, few animals are better adapted to changing conditions than them. The rapid increase of wild wolves is the result of adaptation to special living conditions and a lack of natural enemies. They often engage in hunting activities at night, become bold, and often approach livestock farms in search of food. This is the time when wild wolves become threatening and formidable, posing a significant risk to the safety of livestock and farm animals. Statistical data shows that about 17,100 pets became victims of wolf attacks. This number is significant and is one of the main causes of heavy human and material losses in the livestock industry. To minimize the impact of wolves on agriculture and control their proliferation, many states allow year-round wolf hunting for up to 12 months. This plan is taken to protect rural areas from the adverse effects that have on livestock and pets.
Hey!
The pheasant is an omnivorous bird that can attack many important crops such as wheat, corn, peanuts, and vegetables, causing significant damage to the agricultural industry and sometimes increasing costs for farmers. Billions of dollars are lost every year due to pheasant, so farmers are facing many problems. They have the ability to eat seeds of seedlings and adult plants, and the act of trampling or tearing leaves also causes considerable damage. According to the U.S. Department of Agriculture, each year damage caused by pheasant to crops amounts to about $500 million US. To minimize the impact of exploding VIN populations, farmers and related organizations often deploy hunting strategies in the fall, a time when pheasant are migrating. Hunting methods include using rifles, traps, and hunting dogs. The combination of these methods depends on the specific conditions and scale of the agricultural areas. Using a rifle is the most popular of these strategies. It requires technique and hunting skills from farmers or professional hunting groups. Traps and hunting dogs are also integrated, although less frequently used, but still very effective, especially in areas with large fields such as corn, wheat, peanuts, and vegetable fields.
This is interesting. Oh!
Implementing these measures not only reduces the likelihood of crop damage, but also effectively protects the agricultural sector. Flexibility in choosing methods and integrating them based on local conditions and scale of production can be the key to achieving high performance in controlling pheasant populations and minimizing the negative impacts of they. To deal with pheasant when organizing hunts, choosing the right place and time is important, usually hunting in the early morning or evening. Hunters often approach by observing pheasant and following tracks to determine where they commonly appear. Their presence can vary depending on environmental conditions and management plans, but estimates from the United States Department of Agriculture indicate that about 3 million pheasants are hunted each year. Ghost hunting is an important part of the pigeon control strategy in South Texas, where they became a serious invasive species after being introduced from Mexico and Central America in the 19th century. This invasion is not only by its ability to adapt to new habitats, but also due to its rapid reproductive rate and lack of natural enemies. Area South Texas pigeons have adapted well to a variety of environments, including the city. Rapid fertility is a prominent feature of the South Texas pigeon, with the ability to lay 2 to 3 clutches per year, each clutch containing 2 to 4 eggs. This is particular to the environment in the United States, which lacks natural enemies for them, allowing them to grow without difficulty. The agricultural industry in the United States is facing a major challenge due to damage caused by South Texas pigeons. They are suspected of feeding on many important crops such as wheat, corn, peanuts, and sunflowers. According to estimates by the U.S. Department of Agriculture, the total damage they cause to agriculture amounts to about $700 million per year. To control the situation, pigeon hunts are often organized, especially in South Texas. These hunts are often organized by nonprofit organizations or government agencies, aiming to predict harvests and minimize their impact. The hunting process typically involves gathering at predetermined locations, using a shotgun to shoot the birds, and then collecting the captured South Texas doves.
Right here, up front.
The number of birds hunted annually in the United States ranges from 50 to 100 million, with high concentrations in states such as Texas, Oklahoma, and Kansas. In addition to hunting, there are other control measures implemented to minimize the impact of South Texas doves. This situation along with the Jess wild snow dog problem, has become a serious challenge to agriculture and the environment in the United States. Feral pigs are not only a major threat to the natural environment, but also create serious challenges for the economy and farming communities in Canada. They devastate fields of wheat, soybeans, and many other crops, resulting in economic losses estimated at millions of dollars each. Feral pigs are not only a major threat to the natural environment, but also create serious challenges for the economy and farming communities in Canada. They devastate fields of wheat, soybeans, and many other crops, resulting in economic losses estimated at millions of dollars each. The feral boar's aggressiveness and digging habits increase the risk of encountering destruction and create hardship for farming communities. This raises the need to find effective measures to prevent the onslaught of wild warfare, protect the agricultural sector and the living environment of communities. Wild boar depredations not only injure and spread disease to animals, but can also create soil and water pollution on farms. Their destructive behavior, through deforestation and urine release, causes negative impacts on animal health and affects human health, especially if not dealt with effectively. In addition, wild boars also pose a serious threat to the health of livestock and humans by carrying dangerous infectious diseases such as African swine fever. This is not only a concern for the livestock industry, but also a major concern for public health and the environment. Wild boars, with their fast movement speed and high adaptability, create great challenges in controlling their numbers and movement locations. Their destructive behavior often includes destroying fences, entering farms, and damaging crops. Their considerable strength can easily overcome weak barriers, climbing over fences, especially low or unstable fences, increases the difficulty of controlling them. Wild boars not only destroy many types of plants and fruits, but also cause significant imbalance in the ecosystem. They prove to be skillful saboteurs, not only damaging the environment but also threatening biodiversity. Their extensive digging and movement behavior not only causes soil erosion, but also affects water quality in agriculture, creating serious consequences. Wild boars are particularly devastating in many areas, leading to significant changes in the landscape even though they are not a native species. Competition between wild boars and native animals for food and habitat reduces natural resources and changes the ecological structure of that area. With the situation on the rise, we need to focus on specific measures to control and minimize the impact of feral swine on agriculture and the natural environment in Canada. Hunting pigs at night may be a more effective solution, as they use darkness to reduce the possibility of detection, making their vision not as sharp as during the day. At the same time, reducing light also helps hunters approach targets more effectively. Continuing to access wild boar more easily is a unique and unfamiliar experience for farmers. Hunting using steel traps is an effective method to control and minimize the damage they cause to the agricultural and natural environment. The first step is to choose a suitable location, usually areas frequented by feral pigs. Steel traps need to be meticulously prepared with iron pieces securely installed and locked. Effectiveness includes using bait such as corn inside to attract wild. It is important to regularly check and control traps in the area. Furthermore, compliance with local laws and regulations is necessary to ensure safety and sustainability during the wild boar capture process. Trapping wild pigs not only helps control their populations, but also contributes to environmental conservation and minimizes agricultural damage. At the same time, raising awareness and educating the public about the harmful effects of wild stem boars also plays an important role in the fight against this species. Educational programs can promote understanding of the adverse impacts of feral swine, while generating active community support and engagement. And encourage everyone to participate in control efforts so they can share information about how to take safe and effective measures to protect food sources and habitats. Please share your opinion in the comments section or comment on the video. If you consider wild pigs to be a threat to people, if you disagree, leave a 0 in the comments section. In the United States, as snow goose populations have become invasive and caused damage to crops, pastures, and infrastructure. The U.S. government has implemented a variety of measures to address the problem, including hunting methods were carried out according to U.S. National Service guidelines. According to the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, wild snow goose populations have increased significantly from about 500,000 in 1960 to more than 5 million in 2023. This increase is due to many factors, including habitat degradation in the Arctic, where snow geese often inhale increases in food supplies in the United States due to agricultural intensification in food storage. To control snow goose populations, National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration has determined that wild hunting is an effective means. In 2023, about 1.5 million snow geese were killed. The process of catching snow geese often begins with setting fake traps to lure the geese as they move through the sky. Hunters will hide in nearby areas and wait for an opportunity to catch them when the snow geese flock approaches. Hunters will go through this process meticulously, catching each animal one by one. A snow goose hunter's dexterity and hunting skills are important, as they are small, unique, and agile, making capturing them difficult.
Got the mallard! Nice shoot, guys. Good brain out, boys. Good brain out, boys. Got the mallard! Nice shoot, guys.
The chase of hundreds of wild boars must have become a familiar image for everyone facing the problem of wild boars in the United States. American people are trying to find solutions to deal with this situation. Join cat farmers to discover how they are tackling this problem across the country. In addition to eating and sleeping, forest worms are also capable of causing other scary consequences. This phenomenon is called wild birds, and they are becoming a haunting presence across the country. Wild boar herds not only harm American farmers by destroying fields and reducing agricultural productivity, but also have the potential to transmit infectious diseases to livestock, increasing economic risks and creating significant pressure on livestock. Speaks to the American agricultural community. To reduce the wild boar problem, Americans use trapping methods. Choosing the right type of trap and location is very important to shorten the time to catch wild boar, especially at night, the most suitable time for wild boar to be caught. If you like this farmer's solution, please leave comment number 1. If you do not like this solution, please leave comment number 0. However, wild bee colonies pose a devastating threat to agriculture, causing damage to crops and hindering agricultural production. Wild emerald ash borers significantly impact grasslands and associated ecosystems, causing damage to grasslands and reducing their productivity. Total damage caused by wild emerald borers in the United States is estimated to be approximately $2.5 billion, as the predatory activities of wild emerald borers can harm flora and natural ecosystems, creates a chain of negative impacts on the natural environment. Controlling the environment and reducing wild boar numbers is important because it brings significant benefits, helping to protect agriculture and minimize the chase of hundreds of wild worms that must have become a familiar image to everyone facing the problem of wild boars in the U.S. American people are trying to find solutions to deal with this situation. Let's explore how they tackle this problem throughout the country. To solve this problem, the community has applied the traditional cage trapping method, using an iron cage combined with bait to attract wild animals. Traps are placed in strategic locations. especially at night when wild boars are most active. When they are caught, residents transport them for treatment and population control. The community also integrates modern technology into trapping, using sensors and automated monitoring systems to track and automatically identify wild boar holes. This not only improves efficiency, but also optimizes intelligent management. Placing traps in strategic locations, such as natural routes or areas favored by wild boars, is made safe and easily accessible to ensure wild boar hunting takes place effective. Besides using traps, Americans also apply many other methods. Firearm hunting is a popular method that requires participants to have a hunting license and comply with state-specific laws that apply to many different types of hunting. Have you ever tried hunting from a boat? This is truly a unique opening method, creates an exceptional hunting experience, causing the wild boar's natural wariness to drop in a serene atmosphere. They do not sense potential danger and each wild boar seems unable to resist as they fall to the ground, oblivious to the punishment these wild pigs must have faced. Behind this situation is the origin of wild boar herds. They appeared in the United States many years ago, when a man brought 8 wild boars as pets. This has led to a rapid explosion in their population, with each breeding cycle yielding between 8 and 12 offspring. Currently, the descendants of these pigs have reached about 6 million people and are distributed in 35 states throughout the United States. This causes many problems and challenges that need to be resolved. As a species of wild boar with a special appearance, they are easily identified by their long fangs protruding from their mouths and strongly developed teeth. With their strong heads, wild boars are capable of digging deep. even creating peach gardens, and there have been cases where they have infiltrated military areas, causing destruction.
It wasn't long before we spotted a few in the brush.
Shot front lip. Hell yeah. Wow, this is insane! Look at that. Ancient baseball. A lot of people got home.
However, their presence is not always unrivaled, especially when they face a pack of fierce hunting dogs. In this confrontation, the hunting dogs often showcase their determination and hunting skills. They can chase and capture wild boars, forcing them to flee for their lives. So, in your opinion, who would emerge victorious in the showdown between the hunting dogs and the wild boars?